No way. Actually works. Hello, people. Can't believe this actually worked. As you can see, I'm not in Kansas, as it were. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year, everybody. Love, Lee Jeffries. I love your avatar, mate. Good old Wu-Tang. Can't beat a bit of Wu-Tang. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you had a good time. I don't know how you're feeling. I feel all right. Don't feel too bad. As you can see, I'm not back in Manchester yet. All the best, guys. All the best. Hope it was good. Hope everyone behaved themselves. It was quite a quiet one for us. We went for a lovely meal. Still out here in the southwest of France. And we done what culturally you would regard as a more relaxed and laid back casual meal with family and friends at a restaurant, and had a very casual laid back New Year celebration. It was quite strange being that you're British and you know what it's all about in England and how G'd up we all get. And I'm sure in different parts of France, everyone was doing the same thing. But here, this is not a tourist hotspot. This is pretty much residential, and it's rustic. It's beautiful. I actually wanted to conduct this stream. Less than probably 20 minutes walk down the street, there's a castle. Yeah, Yeah, I probably should have my yellow vest on. So anyway, enough waffling about me. I hope you all are in good spirits. And even though with the topic matter today, I hope that everyone is still managing to start the new year off in the right way. Oh, cheers, Graham. Cheers, Graham. Thank you. Yeah, well, I just got we've got no TV here. I've got my laptop, we've got internet. I've been able to post one or two little bits and bobs. I was just walking my niece's dog and I got an alert through my phone. And it was about an attack that had happened in Manchester last night. Now, I was totally oblivious to it. And partly this is why I've come here anyway, to kind of keep myself out of that bubble and just really enjoy slowing right down. And we have done. It's been absolutely fantastic. But then I see Manchester stabbing, and it was one of them moments that, you know, when you think not something's going to go wrong because we've only had the new year for a few hours and nothing, but you just knew there was going to be something. Because I started my first post as a bit of a laugh, but it wasn't a laugh if anyone's seen it, which was the transgender. I was up till the wee hours this morning, just sat watching. I seen this, I thought, I can't believe it. I've got to re-upload this because it just shows the video I was talking about that I'd done a stream a few weeks ago, where somebody in Brighton and Hull decided it was a good idea to have your 8-year-old child told that a boy can have periods. So this video that I uploaded proved the fact that in terms of male and female, my God, proves the point. He's trying to make out that he's some fluffy pussycat. And look at him, there was more testosterone in him that I've displayed all frigging year. But yet, anyone called him sir, and you seen him flip out. It was crazy. So, slightly deviating, that was my first upload. So, I'd seen this story. So I've ended up, I've not got internet out here, I don't think. So I've ended up getting a few screenshots of different news outlets that have been covering it. Okay, so I'm just going to try and read through that and ascertain what's going on. If I can get to the first section. And it does worry you that already we're in this climate of fear now, aren't we? You know, you can't have people have a festive season and just go back to it. I'm not saying there's any conspiracy to this, but this is the part of life that really fucks me off, you know? We're all going about our business, doing what we're doing, and then all of a sudden, you know, you just get dragged back into it. You can't have more than a few days. And I'm keeping myself out the echo chamber. If you really wanted to exist in the echo chamber, well, then you'd have a story for every hour. So, by the way, guys, can you hear me okay? I guess you can, because I'm not seeing any kind of comments saying that you can't. No, I'm not seeing anyone. No, yeah, it's fine. Cheers, LC. Right, okay. So I'm just going to read through some of the articles. I think one was by The Guardian and one was by the BBC. Right, so I think this one's a BBC one. The stabbing of 3 people, including a police officer at Manchester Victoria Station at New Year's Eve. Now, Victoria Station, if nobody knows, it's probably the second biggest station. Piccadilly, I think, is probably commuter-wise is the most used. Victoria is the oldest. It's very, very much a traditional-looking station. Like Piccadilly, it's got a tram line that runs through there. I frequently use Victoria because when I go up to Rochdale, that's where the main station is. So it's quite worrying. I've seen a video where they've apprehended him and it was on the actual platform of one of the tram stations. So it says, a 25-year-old man has been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. 2 knives were recovered at the scene and a property is being searched in Cheetah Mill. Now, Cheetah Mill, in regards to Victoria Station, is literally 20-minute walk, literally one road, literally. So it's right next door, right next door. The BBC understands the security services are assisting police. In a briefing on Tuesday morning, Greater Manchester Police Chief Constable Ian Hopkins added, last night we experienced a horrific attack on people out simply to enjoy New Year's Eve celebrations in Manchester. My thoughts are with the couple who are still being treated in hospital for their serious injuries and with the brave British Transport Police officer who was also stabbed during the attack. So that says a lot really within that. One, now we know it's a couple. So your thoughts do go out with them. And also for the policeman that's apprehended, you've got to, certainly, you know, we can all blame certain levels of the establishment for all different manner of reasons. But the low level of police are stuck in this shit just like we are. And they're the ones for me that are on the bottom line trying to deal with this. So fair play to that geezer, fair play to the rest of them that got in there and apprehended him. Good old common sense. You don't need a gun, you don't need armed police. So for me, that says a lot as well. Now, as for the couple, you know, it says again, you know, on the looking into it on the problem, reaction, solution theory, you could look at it right. So you've got your Christmas markets now. So now what they're going to do New Year's Eve? Because now that seems to be a pattern forming, doesn't it? You know, maybe not. Maybe that's just me being paranoid. But just because you're paranoid, it doesn't mean it's not happening as well. Yeah, it is. It's very difficult, whoever put that comment up, to defend yourself. I mean, against a knife attack, and that's the harsh thing. Anyone, I could grab a knife out the kitchen here and just walk down the street and just brutally attack anyone. But I haven't got that in my heart. If I was mentally deranged, yes, okay, by the numbers, you have got a certain section of people in this country, no matter the demographic, that will do that. But when you've got a radicalized opinion, then the numbers increase even more so. So then when you kind of collude that, is that the right word? No, it's not the right word. When you converge that with the fact that people have got access to that, they've got the ideology of that in their heart, and the fact that we are being told as a society to not be critical of radical Islam, to stand down with what you're seeing and what you're hearing. And no way, that dog has just opened the door. 1 second, guys. Amazing. Should have got that on the stream. Probably more chances of going viral. Yeah, so with that kind of attack, you're defenseless. But then, why have we got people that are not being forced to assimilate and realize that they can't do this? Why are we now having an influx of people where you could argue the fact of the lack of assimilation and to really get into the community spirit of England, then the chances of this is going to heighten. Now, same again, with that type of attack, it's almost the perfect way to instill fear on people, because there's no level of sophistication, there's no amounts of fertilizer you have to buy or other chemicals in order to make a bomb. So these little things that would enlighten the security services, if you decided you wanted to buy a shitload of fertilizer one day, that might alert people and then you get watched and whatnot. If you decide that you're suddenly buying certainly bomb making components off the internet, that can get you kind of watched and then you become on this watch list. Whether they decide to let you go ahead with the attack or whether they decide to actually stop you in your tracks is another matter, isn't it? But with this, if it is that easy, that's where this is very worrying. And the problem I've got with that is then with the problem reaction solution theory, the fear of this and this style of attack that can be projected to the public, and the public that are ill-informed, then when the solution of more liberties being taken is presented to people, they'll take it. They'll rip the hands off. So a few more of these attacks, and you can actually see where you'd almost, if you're going to go out on New Year's Eve in a town centre, you would have to have a bloody stab vest on. And then once you do that, where do you stop with that? Do you have to wear a crash helmet? Because then they'll just walk around with sticks and bash you. So do you solve it by the problem reaction solution? No, you don't. You get to grips with what is going on. You let the public know that you are totally appreciative of what is going on. You close your gates, as in you stop this crazy immigration flow because you can see on a social level the ramifications of it. But it never seems to happen, does it, guys? It's the same old story. The same old story. I mean, you've got your different tweets by Theresa May and Jeremy Corbyn as well. I was just looking at the times. Oh, Jeremy Corbyn didn't do his tweet till PM. At least Theresa May done it at 11:54 a.m. Jeremy Corbyn must have tweeted this at 20 to 2 on January the 1st. So maybe he was just out partying, eh, guys, with his socialistic fucking friends. But Theresa May has put, my thoughts are with those who were injured, and in the suspect terrorist attack in Manchester last night. I thank the emergency services for their courageous response. And that's got 2,728 hearts. And then you've got Jeremy Corbyn thinking of those injured. Now, if he was thinking of those injured, why is it that most of his affiliated groups are the ones that are telling us that we're Nazis and refugees are welcome? Because if you were thinking of the injured, then you'd be thinking of the points that we want to raise when, you know, you have marches and you've got people that are saying, haven't we got a problem here? Just a thought, you know? Oh, thank you, Julie. Thank you. Happy New Year to everyone who's just jumped on. Sorry to start the new year, as it were, with such a kind of somber story, but just to reiterate, 3 people have been attacked by a knife man. It has been put down as a terrorist attack. I think he was heard saying Allah Akbar, which is the key word. I do believe a house has been raided in Cheetham Hill as well, which is probably about a mile or so away from the station, if I'm going to be honest, Cheetham Hill. And multiculturally, it is one of, well, bar Moss Side and Longside, it's very, very diverse. Let's put it that way. You've got a heavy Jewish contingent, you've got a Muslim contingent, you've got a black contingent, you've got a white contingent. I'm sure you've got Eastern Europeans mixed in with all that as well. So it is a massive melting pot, Cheetham Hill. It's funny, just going back, the house was raided in Cheetham Hill. A funny story that when I was a child, I lived probably about 3 miles away at a place called Miles Platting. Now, if anyone is from Manchester who's watching this stream now, if they know of that area, they'll know there was one bus that used to travel that you could get from Miles Platting, and it was the number 53 bus. Now, it stayed on one road. It literally, there was like a transition stop in Cheetham Hill, and then it went right through the Manchester area, right all the way to Moss Side. And then the same again, it come back round again. Now, when I was growing up, that bus was dubbed the African Queen. Now, if anyone's seen the film Casablanca, you'll know what I mean. So, culturally, Cheetham Hill has always been a heavily diverse area. Radicalization, it doesn't surprise me, because you've got heavy sets of every demographic there. But when it comes to doing things like this, I mean, we have got to put it into context. Same again, knife attacks happen for the most stupidest of reasons nowadays, with social issues, with kids acting the way they are. But the difference being is this is primarily because of a way of thinking, because ideologies clash, and yet the person who is whether he's English and a practicing Muslim or not, it's irrelative. Fact of the matter is that this is a Christian country, and you adhere to Christian values. So to go on a rampage as a Muslim person in this country is fundamentally bang out of order, and no lefty can justify that. It'd be interesting to see what all these left-wing groups will be saying now, because automatically now they will be blaming people like me. Hello guys, I've not even been looking. What word do you hate, guys? What mate? What word? I don't know. I've not even been looking at the comments. Happy New Year, everyone. So yeah, I mean, what are these guys saying? What are the left saying now? Because at this moment in time, for us to hold this stream now, they would brand it as, oh, the far right. And it's the usual bullshit terms that are going to come out. As you know, with this channel, I tackle abuse from all areas and all demographics. So you certainly can't tag me with that, or most other YouTubers that I know of as well. It's just crazy. I mean, let me keep reading. Let me see what any thoughts saying. Happy New Year, guys. Sorry, it's what you do in France, I think. It says here, BBC 5 Live producer Sam Clack, who had been at the station at the time, said he saw a man stabbed on a tram platform at the station, feet from me. So will that make the BBC look at this from a different angle now? Mr. Clack also said he heard the knifeman shouting Allah during the attack, along with a slogan criticising Western governments. Now, this is my point. This is my point, is that if that dickhead could put his knife down and stop chanting bullshit, because I can chant all mantra I want. No one gives a fuck. We're all trying to live our life. Now, what I'd say to him, put your knife down, and if your main gripe why you're deciding to stab innocent people that have got piss all to do with your gripe, if your main gripe is the establishment and the government for what you feel they are portraying to be doing overseas, as in a foreign policy, then you know what, mate? 9 times out of 10, and probably 8 people out of 10 on this stream will probably agree with you. So then that makes us having a common ground. So why don't you put that fucking knife down and let's talk about it? You know, because we all know to a big degree the major problem again with what is going on, whether people want to agree with me or not, it's just my opinion, but I'm not the only person who thinks this. This is the establishment. So if he's running out randomly attacking the establishment, why doesn't he look at it and think, well, we can actually join forces and we can all look at the establishment? But I know that's a pipe dream, guys, so I don't expect any comments saying, come on, Phil. There's no way that's ever going to happen, because there's an indoctrination level now that has gone too far. And I will agree, there's probably an indoctrination level on this side that's gone too far with a lot of people, not all, you know. I mean, I was going to do a roundup video stream the other day. And the one thing I was going to say is that I have loved, for all the highs and lows of this year, I have loved it for the simple fact of meeting like-minded people. People like me that know something's not right, can't quite put your finger on it, know that the information is there if you really start digging, and know that the establishment are constantly trying to bewilder you, trying to get you to look at something else. as in like a they live scenario, just buy, consume, and obey. So for me, with the way my brain works, the more someone tells me to do that, the more I'm suspicious, the more I'm suspicious, the more I'll look into it. Now, I started doing that on many different subjects fucking 10, 20 years ago. And it's got me to here now. And I still don't know what the hell's going on. But it's, you would think after that amount of time of looking into many different things, you'd think, well, no, there's nothing to all this, everything's fine, just go back. It's not. It kind of makes it worse because it's like a treasure map. It'll give you a clue and a clue and a clue. So it's just crazy scenario. Why do I demonize Muslims? No, mate, if that, I'm not sure what your faith is there. I don't demonize Muslims at all. If anything, my friend, I have got respect for any man, woman, and child, regardless of their faith on this planet. I really don't care at all. And if anyone's been, if I take it you don't know this channel very well, because if you was to have looked at probably the shit I've had over the past 6 months, it's because of my stance that I won't go as far as some people want me to go in regards of Islam per se. So I'm fully aware that within Islam, there are Muslims that do not adhere to this, do not think this way, are peaceful, and are loving. I totally get that. And I'm not trying to come onto this stream to tell people that now this attack has happened, it's all about Islam. I'm certainly not doing that. I always talk about radical Islam. What we're talking here now, we're talking about a percentage within Islam that takes some edicts of the Quran to its fullest extent, and they have bought into the total brainwashing and the cult mentality and the indoctrination within that Quran. And they've seen certain events, quite rightly, that has happened in their lands that is shit, that people in this country would not subscribe to. I mean, the only time we kind of, as an English country, really stood up that I can remember in mass was about the Iraq War. The amount of people that didn't want that to happen because they knew it was phony, the weapons of mass destruction, but yet the people that wanted that, guess where they are? They're in nice little gated communities, promoted, Tony Blair being one of them. He should be part of, should be a guillotine setup, so we know that. So if that person who put that up realised it, a lot of people on here realise that no matter your demographic, no matter your faith, no matter what you follow, no matter what you don't follow, the one thing most of us know, we're all being bumfucked by the establishment. All of us. So me personally, to whoever that was, I do not put the woes that are going on in my life down to Islam per se. But then I've got to look at that. It does seem to be within Islam, there's a crazy mentality going on that is doing crazy shit like that. Now, you walk to any pub or, the amount of violent attacks that you would have seen last night, being New Year's Eve, around the fucking world. People had too much to drink, arguments, family members collided, all kinds of crap going on. That's just fucked up nonetheless, same as. But fundamentally, when you cannot coexist because you are not prepared to tolerate someone else's faith, that's radicalization, and that's fucked. Now, people having a drink and getting, stupid, Whatever happens, it's their own fault to a degree. I just hope that the people that are not caught up in it, who are innocent, don't get hurt too much. But that's not because of radicalisation. That's just damn stupidity. So when people do sober up, they get on with shit. And you will get a niche that probably won't, but then that's not radicalisation. That's just dumb fucks who just don't know when to call it a day, you know? So you can totally split it up, and it don't matter how you put it, how you slice it. We have got a problem. Now, to say it's Islam per se, and to say it's every Muslim, I fucking wouldn't say that. I can't say it. Just like I can't say generally about any demographic when it comes to a certain crime that does appear to be done by that demographic. Bad is bad. There's good and bad in us all. Positiveness, yes, Frankie, yes. You know, because it'd be easy now. Look at it now. Be easy to just start ranting and raving. Another one, another one. Where's it going to get you? Where's it going to get you? It's going to send you down an indoctrination line where you will start to believe that. And I truly don't believe that, because at the same time, I'm looking at the establishment that are doing all kinds, and then filtering that kind of corrupt and cesspit mentality with councils. So we're getting fucked from all angles. Islam, or radical Islam, is just one of them. Seriously, for me. Hi, LCB. Religion is a myth. It's a control mechanism. It's bollocks. Absolute bollocks. But somewhere down the line, it's worked and it's bought in. And people do adhere to it. I mean, you look at any religion and you look at some of the fucked up shit you're prepared to do over religion, when in reality, you're there as one spirit. You're here as a, and I'm in this garden now. Now, some religions saying that, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing this. Right. It's my body, it's my spirit. Mind your business. You know what I mean? I didn't tell you 2,000 years ago what to do with yourself, so don't you tell me. I'm fully aware that what I'm doing and the effects it may have to me, I'm not professing it and pushing it onto anyone else. And look, there's no fucker in here, so I'm not really hurting anyone by doing it. But yet, certain people will be that indoctrinated that the fact that they either see me do this or the fact that they've done it in such a closed area where no one knew nothing, they probably give themselves 30 fucking lashes round the corner. And that's how crazy indoctrination is on anything. You know what I mean? So I agree with what that person said. It's a control mechanism. It's just there to kind of steer you and social engineer you in a way. Now, I can get good parts of most faiths, and most faiths are generally peaceful, and most people, when it comes to the faiths that I used to remember growing up, got into the faith business of following a faith for the right reasons. Maybe somewhere down the line, some people take it more seriously than others. Some people do actually believe, like within the Islam thing, that when you go, certain things happen. So in order to do that, you have to live. Now, I can get a certain angle of, you look after yourself, you've got longevity. If you be right by people, you will transcend and be positive and move on to the next level of consciousness. I fucking get all that. So that's why I treat people how I want to be treating myself, and I get a nice warm feeling, you know what I mean? But to then carry a faith and then make sure that everyone else has got to follow that, and if they don't, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Each to their own. I see some crazy shit. I see some people that don't even follow any faith that are crazy when I'm walking around the street. People are people. Some people are just, God is dead. Well, is it? Or is he within us all? Is it a concept? Is it an actual person? Is it an entity? Who fucking knows? And I'm not qualified enough to say. All I know is that if I do the right thing by people, I expect people to do the right thing by me. And if I try and give a fellow human being a leg up and at least look back and notice that the guy needs a fucking leg up, then spiritually and on a conscious level, that will make me feel better as an individual. Now, if more people done that in this world, we wouldn't be where we are now, would we? You know what I mean? Kebab house, what? You know what? Because this is a typically French residential area. It's so traditional. It's unbelievable. You've got like patisseries. There's two supermarkets, but there's no bars. There's no kebab shops. There's no kind of, I wouldn't say infiltration. There's no Chineses. There's no Indians. There's fuck all. Fuck all. Croissants and cheese. That's all you're getting. Hello, Stacey. It's brilliant, Billy. It is absolutely gorgeous, mate. Honestly, I could show you the inside of that house, but this house is dated 1824. It's fucking amazing. The beamwork in it. The beamwork's even older than the house. It is gorgeous. And just looking round, there's some newer houses up there, but it is so quiet. Honestly, I could walk round in my boxer shorts. Not that I'm going to do it. And no one asked me to do it because I ain't doing it. But yeah, it's lovely. It's absolutely gorgeous here. So, let me read. Right, apparently, this is, no, it's not Manchester, mate. No, I am in a place probably about an hour or so away from Bordeaux. La Roche-Facou, I do believe. I've just murdered that title, so if anyone knows of it, I do apologise. I'm as mank as they come, and my pronunciation to the France is not that good. Spoke to Steve lately. Oh, no, Stacey, I have tried ringing Steve. It went through to a voicemail, and I've not heard anything back. To be honest, Stacey, I kind of expected him to get in touch with me regarding what's going on, any developments. I don't know whether he's still doing it or of what is going on. Now, if anyone's wondering who Steve is, Steve Neblett, is it? And the chap that I uploaded a video where he was holding up signs regarding missing documents about child abuse. Stacey, who's just asked me the question there, really kindly and diligently got the number for me. The following day I did ring, left a voicemail, explained exactly who I was. I've also corresponded on his YouTube channel, left me email address, and I've heard absolutely nothing back. So it's one of them, you just crack on, you know. Did I have a drink last night? Yes, I did. I had white wine and red wine. There was no beer involved at all, which was quite surprising. I could have had beer, but everyone else, I think there was one person within the restaurant who had a glass of beer. Now, I don't even do red wine, and I thought I'd be feeling it today, but I don't. I feel pretty all right considering. So, I've got a little glass of the old Kronenberg, and I'm going to say Happy New Year to everyone. Oh, mate, am I keeping up with the footer? Barely, to be honest with you. Barely. And yeah, I see your logo, so I wonder why you asked me that question. Yeah, I wonder why. Nothing to do with Liverpool on the verge of winning the first ever Premiership title, is it? Maybe. You're looking like you're going to do it. There's not a lot I can say about that. Nice one, Mick. Happy New Year to you too. San Miguel. Yeah, San Miguel's Spanish though, innit? When you're in France, you got to do what the French do. And my wife is a mad red as well. So my wife is that fanatical. And because Eric Cantona has filmed Cronenberg, she actually does think that when we've passed these little places that have got a Cronenberg sign, and it's more banter than anything, that Eric Cantona is just going to appear from behind the counter and go, "Hello, hello, how you doing?" And it's not happened yet. Weatherspoons. Who's mentioned Weatherspoons? Oh, Jesus. Yes, you're right, Observer. Yes. It mentioned that there was two people, or I think a few seriously injured, but no fatalities, no. I think I think the lady of the couple got injured in her face and stomach. I think the gentleman of the couple got injured in the stomach. And I do believe the third person is the policeman, is it? Now, I think that was stomach injuries. So let me read on anyway. Now, apparently, pepper spray. He said police used pepper spray and a taser on a detained man. Now, I swear to God, if you had that taser in your hand and if it was on low, would you be tempted to just go and just increase that fucking dial? Now, is that just me? Is that just my sick mind? Year of goodwill. Yeah, it is a year of goodwill. It is a year of goodwill. Right. He said he saw 6 or 7 officers on top of the man, who he described as very skittish. Well, he was very aggressive and very intent on causing more harm than he actually did. It was very scary. So it was obvious if he wasn't going to be stopped, he was going to carry on, wasn't he? Happy New Year, guys. Nice one. Police said the woman had injuries to her face and abdomen, and the man had injuries to his abdomen. The New Year firework display in Albert Square went ahead. Well, I'm glad. It should go ahead. Counter-terrorism police have raided a house in Manchester, which is Cheetham Hill, I do believe, after 3 people, including a British transport police officer, were stabbed in a forensic attack, blah, blah, blah. The incident, classified as critical, was being investigated by counter-terrorism police officers after the perpetrator was alleged hearing shouting Islamist slogans during the attack just before 9 p.m. at Victoria Station in the city. A 25-year-old man was arrested on suspicion of attempted murder and remains in custody. On Tuesday, officers confirmed that they were searching a property in Cheetham Hill area of the city where the attacker is believed to have lived. Rush Jackson, an assistant chief constable with Greater Manchester Police, described the attack on one officer and a couple in their 50s, in their fucking 50s. You know, you find that people that do this attack, they just go for the vulnerable, don't they? You know what I mean? There's such fucking bottle merchants. Not to say that come and attack me. I don't want anyone to attack me with a knife, but you know when you see certain people that... I was always brought up that people of an elder age, they are more vulnerable. Physically, they're more weak. The reaction speeds are less. And 9 times out of 10, when people are walking around the streets, spatially, they're not even aware of what's going on around them. You know what I mean? Not to say that I scan everything, because I walk around oblivious as well. But you do get the sense that the bad-minded people love to attack people like that because they're easy prey. They're fucking easy prey. Yeah, Manchester City Centre. Yeah, I've walked through there, particularly the what used to be Piccadilly Gardens. That is pretty dodgy of an evening. Pretty dodgy. I feel okay. Don't give a fuck. But you can see that not everyone's like me. Not everyone's got a big gob like me. And, you know, not to say I'm the hardest person. I don't fight. I'll use my gob. and that's it. But there are people out there that are more vulnerable, that haven't got that voice, that haven't got the confidence, that haven't got that physical stature. So they're the ones that are vulnerable. They're the ones that get picked on. And that's what fucks me off, is that that's what bullies do. Bullies just prey on the fucking weak and vulnerable. Oh, I crashed at 11. Freaking hell, 11. Wow, that was a session, that, mate. I think I got to bed about 5, something like that, just after. No, I've not seen the fallen Madonna with the big boobies. Sounds like I need to go and see it. No, I've pretty much stayed here. We've travelled out a little bit. It's very much a vineyard area, so it's quite open, rural, rustic, very traditional. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's quite spread out, but yet there are amenities right here. So you're not literally in the middle of nowhere, but you are, if that makes any sense. It's a gorgeous place, which I will be returning to, hopefully. Right. Let's get back to this. Right. Jackson, Russ Jackson, the chief constable, said there was nothing to suggest others were involved and that officers were keeping an open mind. Yeah, don't keep it too open, and taking into consideration the attacker's mental health. So are they trying to put it down as he's off his head? Because that's what that's saying. Am I wrong there? So it's nothing to do with terrorism. I mean, they've come out and pretty much said it's terrorism, but they're taking into consideration his mental health. So he was a nutter, or a nutter that just happened to be following Islam. But then if you've got a nutter Christian, or a nutter who follows Christian and his head's gone, would he run round in a forensic attack proclaiming Jesus? I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to work the logic with them trying to offload the fact that the geezer's done this because he's radicalised. Fucking hell, you know? Yeah, London, I guess, with a stabbing. It is. There's a hell of a lot more knife crime, isn't there, in London? Yeah, yeah. I mean, who knows? It might have been a lone wolf. I'm not going to say it's not. But one thing we do know, that he'll probably at least know one person that feels like him, as in, you know, how he's incompatible in his way of thinking. Because that's all you're talking about. You're not talking about off his head. You know, the mental health bit is probably accurate, in a sense that if he thinks that he can't coexist with people who are just going about the business, who might not believe in his faith, then he has got a mental health problem. And everyone else who fucking thinks like that, get him out of the way. Get him out of the way. Whether you follow Islam, whether you follow Christianity. On Tuesday morning, forensic officers were seen scouring the station and police were examining CCTV footage. Security officers in government and police and the intelligence services were helping the investigation. The British Transport Police officer was stabbed in the shoulder, while the man and woman both sustained abdominal injuries. The woman also had, something on her forehead, apparently. I know that events last night have affected many people and caused concern. Oh, do you think? That the incident happened so close to the scene of the terrorist attack on the 22nd of May makes it even more dreadful. Well, you could say that because in relation to Victoria Station, it is literally right there. The MEN Arena is called something else now, I do believe, but that is literally right there. But I didn't even think of that, to be honest, because it could have been on the other side of town. Why should it be any more prominent? Because it was right there. The guy's from Cheetham Hill, so he's just picked a spot that was probably a well-populated spot near his house. I don't know whether I can't say that he was trying to symbolise it into making it closer to that. The fact that it's fucking happened full stop. That could have happened in Sale, that could have happened in Withenshaw. You try to say that it's less poignant because it's there, that's bullshit. Hopkins confirmed the incident was being treated as a terrorist investigation and that officers had been working throughout the night to piece together the details of what happened and to identify the man who was arrested. Sean O'Callaghan, an assistant chief constable at British Transport Police, said, "I am incredibly proud of our 4 officers who were immediately on the scene last night." Fair play to him. I'll give him a frigging round of applause. They should have clubbed his ass first, so I'll say that. Detaining a man who was wielding a knife. They were fearless, running towards danger and preventing further harm coming to passengers. Fair play to them. Unfortunately, however, one of our police officers suffered a stab injury to their shoulder, and we're all relieved that at this moment it's not more serious. It is good news that he is now being discharged from hospital. We are all wishing him a speedy recovery. The Prime Minister, Theresa May, blah, de blah, de blah, yeah, whatever. The Labour leader, Jeremy Corbyn, blah, de blah, de blah, whatever. They still want to sell us up the river. They still want to have an open door policy. So why the fuck should we listen to what they're saying? Seriously? Which brings me to another point. I don't know whether anyone's watched. I never watch it, but I've seen something on one of my websites. The Queen's speech. Did anybody watch the Queen's speech this year? Did she do it? I'm sure she did because I've seen something where they're talking about it. I've got no interest in what she talks about, but the reason why I ask is because there was a story that a lot of people have been complaining this year about something she'd said. Let me see. Oh, I won't be able to get it because I can't get into my net. Now, you know, like she does, she sat there, like I am now. You've got a back shot. She's got a back shot of all her £1 million items behind her in a grand regal room that looks like your granny's fucking room. You know what I mean? But one of the items was, you all right, mate? Cheers, bud. One of the items was a gold piano. Now, whether it was encrusted or whatever, and I can't remember the line, but there was a line that people were pissed about because she said basically that we've got to give our fellow man a kind of leg up. I'm totally paraphrasing, and it was nothing like that whatsoever, so I do apologise. But it was almost like, that's rich coming from you, where you're sat in a room that's worth millions and millions of pounds, and actually in the shot right behind it is a gold fucking piano. Are you taking the piss? It was literally one of them. So apparently a lot of people have been complaining about it. So that's what I mean. No one are listening to these elites anymore. You can't take them seriously. What's the point in them actually coming out and saying, we feel for the victims? Well, if you felt for the victims, you'd change your policy. Surely? Fucking hell. It's not hard. Apparently the piano was only painted gold. Right. Oh, you know what? I've got to tell you. It was a foreigner I done last week. Yeah, it was a bit of gold leaf. Yeah, I got a little bit of foreigner, a bit of work on the side. Yeah, that's what it was. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry to kind of let you all know. Red Pill Phil painted the gold piano. Yeah? If you look in the top right-hand corner, you'll see my little initials and a little Nazi fucking, you know, because I'm a Nazi. She's a Nazi. So it seems quite apt that I paint it for her, you know? He was only joking. So was I, mate. I didn't fucking paint it. Cheers, James. Mate, we're all speaking out, aren't we? I think we've all had enough. Um, and this is going to be the start of the year now. This is going to set the year off nicely, isn't it? You know? Billionaire fact. You're right there. Can't move gold leans on the line. Yeah. Yeah, made in Germany stamp on it. Oh no. AJ Wizzle. How we doing, geezer? Happy New Year, mate. Hope you're doing well. Am I jealous? Am I jealous? No. Of them being so rich? No. It's never about jealousy. Um, I'm a man that I don't require too much. We all in this life have to have some form of level living standard, of course. Now, the balance in life, and the balance should be for any normal, mature person, is you balance out what you need and what you can afford. Now, with this lifestyle, even my own kids, they ain't got the value of money. They don't know what the pissing hell they're doing. Give them 100 quid, you guarantee they're coming back with pure shit. That's what they'll do. Because they've got no sense of how to treat it and the longevity of it. You know, a couple of weeks of work and you learn when you skin, think, right, I'm not going too crazy. But because of the socialistic kind of values nowadays, so I don't. I'm still old school. I have a debit card. I do not possess a credit card at all. Oh, 3 days ago and asked me. Right, okay. We'll tell him I will be back on the 4th, Stacey. And if he wants to call me, by all means, I'll be quite happy to talk to him. That'd be good. Happy New Year, guys. Yeah, so with me, I'm not envious about people with riches. I'd like a nice living standard, doesn't everybody? But then, as much as I like that, when I see people who've got even less below me, it makes my need to want them riches less. Now, that's not a John Lennon moment. That is just literally common sense. I'm quite happy I get to a level where I've got everything I need. I mean, I'm probably one of the most difficult people to buy for in my family. My wife often says it, and my kids often say it, because I'd never want anything. It's the silly things. The only thing I want is something I really need, if that makes any sense. Now, the only thing I need is things for like outdoor, because I love me camping. I like the odd little nice t-shirt and things like that. I'm not one that has to have a wardrobe that consists of 50,000 pairs of freaking trainers. I'm not that type of person. I've got a couple of pairs and I batter the hell out of them, and then I'll get another couple of pairs. I have a couple of coats. I'm not one that has to have a, Monday to Friday different look. Don't give a shit. I just don't. So this mentality with the elites that you get, where once they get money, they want it more and more, it's alien to me. And it's even more alien when you think of the mentality of, because of their intelligence, because of their stock and their upbringing, they are quite prepared to throw the sandbags over the air balloon to metaphorically fuck everyone over in order for them to progress higher. That's a mentality that is beyond me. And I guess to a small degree, we've all had to do things that we've not been proud of. But in order to be in that elite position and to have nothing but disdain for people, it's a contradiction in terms, isn't it? So, I mean, going back to like here when I was speaking the other day on an upload regarding the yellow vest movement, yeah, we need our own yellow vest movement, because ultimately we need to fight back against the establishment that are becoming so much of an artisan kind of what's the word? Aristotle? No, bloody hell. Just very, very domineering in the way they are in terms of the way they regard us. That's what we have to start doing now. We have to start seeing that in so many different levels, I do believe. Yeah, we are. Always been pawns. Always. And we always will be. We always will be. Yeah, yeah. No, I get that with the yellow vest. You do stick yourself out. But you know what? Why wear a yellow vest? As in a prominent fluorescent piece of clothing when you could have the yellow vest mentality. You know, I've got no yellow vest on now, but yet I agree with everything they're saying. You know, so if you've got a population of people that have got a yellow vest mentality without the yellow vest, who needs the fucking yellow vest? You could turn the yellow vest into a blue glove. Not blue anyway, but red. Red. But no, I mean, so it's a symbology behind it, and I get that, but in reality, we're talking straight mentality. Now, what the French are displaying is that they've got better organisation, they're less kind of divisive, and they're more willing to work together on the common cause, which is the root cause. I don't think people in England are prepared to admit the root cause. Now, some people want to say Islam is the root cause. The establishment, for me, my opinion, is the root cause. So even people that are absolutely against Islam, they'll still come out protesting against things that the establishment have done. I'm like, well, why are you not connecting the dots? Are you that reluctant to literally connect the dots and think, or you just don't want to bow down? You've just been kind of in this frenzy where it's got to be Islam that's a problem. Radical Islam's a fucking big problem, but it ain't the only thing in my life that's fucking me over and probably doing you over, and it ain't the thing in your life that's probably telling your kids about how you, as a boy, you can have periods, and as a transgender person that looks more male than me, that if you don't call him madam, he's going to kick the fuck out your shop. That ain't Islam. Crazy. So it all stays to the same thing. It's a system we live in, the establishment. How you overturn that, that's another thing. But the one thing we've got to do is realise that that's a problem. At the moment, we've all got 15 problems that is the problem. But everything, all of them 15 problems, stay to the establishment, the elites. The elites are at the top. So anything that's happening to us now is just them throwing shit off the top of the boat, as it were, you know? Yeah. Yeah, power without accountability leads to corruption, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Manipulation, exploitation. So the woes of the world, it's all the same thing. You know, you can actually stop paying taxes. Well, yeah, I mean, the poll tax thing, remember that? But then in order to do it, you've got to have a collective mindset. And the problem is, you've got a percentage of people that have got that collective mindset that would do it. But then because you've got your vulnerable and your shitbags and your people that haven't got the balls, or who probably don't agree with it because they love the monarchy, and all that kind of crap, they will make you look bad because they'll stay in position. So then what happens is then the wrong ones get rounded up. You can only really do that when the country is totally pissed off. And that's a mentality thing. I think the French are more inclined to go, I ain't having this, in French. And we're not. We're too like, oh, some of us will be pissed. And because some of us find it hard to articulate ourselves, we start getting all fucking, drinking and going mad, and that makes you look bad. The moment we can get more professional, the more we can be more resilient mentally wise. Now, just because you're professional, it doesn't mean that you ain't rock solid in your values and you ain't taking no shit either. But to do it like what these guys are doing, from what I was hearing, the yellow vest, there was a protest that was going on here up to like 10 days ago. And it was quite severe, not as in violence, but what you find here, there's a series of roundabouts that kind of interlink, and you kind of got to pass through if you're passing through. And they were just blocking, all the roundabouts. There was all kinds of stuff going on. There was spray painting on the roads with slurs against Macron and all that kind of stuff. So these guys have had it, you know. I've not seen all the footage myself, particularly of what's been going on. But when I put that video out here, it's died down. There's nothing here now. But don't mean to say an hour down the street, there's not something going on. So this is more of a rural kind of area. And so in a sense, I guess, in the more concrete jungle where you're kind of all pitted up against each other, the tensions will keep kind of reverberating backwards and forwards, you know? But like I said in the video, the mentality and the resilience against the system will still be poignant up here, still be strong, you know? So it's one of them. I do believe that once we start to address it in our mind that we need to work against the system in a way that will make us unpredictable and a harder target to battle, the better, really. It's too easy at this moment in time. Nice one, Marshall Lee. Civil disobedience is an option, sorry to say. Is sorry to say you're part of civil disobedience, or was you just saying sorry to say? But that's right, civil disobedience. We all should do it. We all should do it, but we all should do it. If you've got a street of people where half the street are no longer going to do a certain thing in order to get the council to act, if the other half ain't going to do it, what do you do? You know? And then it's convincing that other half. I mean, that's where we're at now, isn't it? You know? Wow, these comments are going up quickly. Yeah, unite en masse. We do. Total en masse. But en masse as a collective. As in, no matter what your faith is, no matter what your colour is, you know? The tax you're paying, the tax I'm paying, no matter what your belief is, we're all being done over. So let's just forget all that and let's get to the actual cusp, the actual point where we can both agree, where we both know that our life would be so much better if this was sorted out. Right, guys, I am slowly freezing here now. So I'm probably going to call it a day very soon. Bloody hell, should I probably go? Yeah, common flag. We do need it. We do need it. So who knows with what the next year has got in front of us in terms of the new year. Who knows? Gonna keep on it, mate. Keep on it. Hi, Harry. Harry Hill. Harry Hill in the house. The revolution has started, but it should be a revolution of the conformity we've all felt. Revolution of the mind, not revolution of the body. But we've got this movement that do believe the revolution of the body should come first before revolution of the mind. Now, what I find strange is that half the people that are up for actually rioting and we've had enough, they've not even thought about it. So even if you want to go to the last base as it was, which is out and out violence, you've not even thought how to do fucking that. So why do that and then pull a whole lot of people into a situation where they're vulnerable? And then you've opened Pandora's box. And once you've opened it, it ain't going to shut that easily. Not without martial law, not without your rights being infringed again. So that's what I'm saying. There's just no point to it. Yeah, do you need brains? You've got to work. You've got to try and intellectualize this and strategize and think of all the different angles and aspects and then move forward. And even then, you've got to analyze at every step because Newtonian physics, isn't it? With every action, there's going to be an opposite and equal reaction. So then you've got to analyze that in them same said ways and keep moving forward that way. Not just rushing forward on emotion because you're too easy. Too easy. Yeah, well, the time here now, geez, we're an hour in front. Yeah, Great Brit. I don't even know whether Great Brit's on this stream. I've just had a WhatsApp from him. Hi, Great Brit, mate. I didn't, as ever, I never inform this guy. I just literally go on a stream. Sorry, mate. If you're on, thank you very much and a happy new year. If you're not on, I hope you had a good new year anyway, pal. But what I'm probably going to do, I'm probably going to call it a day. And I should be back in the next few days and I'll be getting back on the Rochdale tip. And hopefully I'll be touching base on one or two other stories as they come up and whatnot. The main problem is finding time to cover everything that I want to cover, you know? But I've got a weekend off. Is it possible ask you to ask people to check out Rebo Sunday Long Live Show? Oh, put that back up, mate. Copy paste that and put it back up, please. And I'll try and freeze it. Because you did mention that in a previous video and I've not managed to see it myself yet, my friend. Kalergi plant is a thing. Well, it's not for me to say it's not, but then again, you've got to look at the elite mentality here. With what is going on now, yep, you could say there's that, but personally, with the new plan that they've been all signing up and around Europe, when you read through that PDF, there's no Kalergi plan mentioned there because you do get the gist that they don't give a fuck about the Kalergi plan. What they're actually concerned with is just mass migrating people all into a central hub. Now, to me, it all stems round what they call the 2030 for sustained development, is it? It used to be called Agenda 21, but now it's called Agenda 2030. That is pretty much where they're thinking. And to me, oh, sorry, has it just come up? I'm just waffling away. Yeah, that might be interjected with that, Graham. I can't doubt you because you can see what's going on. You can see it. But at the same time, I'll say it again, that there's a plan for mass migration for people just to merge wherever you are, no matter what your demographic is. Now, they want you off vast swathes of land, whether it's a depopulation thing. They want them vast swathes of land that have then been no longer populated to be garnished as nature reserves. So then, if anyone remembers like the old Blade Runner films, to me, that's a conception of what they're trying to achieve. They're trying to achieve metropolitan cities that you've got tower blocks so high and so heavily congested with people that then you can be easily controlled and easily manageable. Now, if you're saying the Kalergi plan may mix into that, then I'm not going to say you're wrong. I haven't got enough to suggest it, but I do know the elite's plan is not so much a demographic, but if it killed two birds with one stone, maybe they're thinking that. I've no idea. I just know that what they're doing is devious because they're trying to change the status of a migrant and the status of a refugee, which is totally different. A migrant is under the illusion that they're here just to gain something, as in monetary, whereas a refugee requires status because of their home, because of wars, and because of the fleeing persecution, whatnot. So what they're trying to do, they're trying to make the word migrant alongside the word refugee. So when it comes to the flow, I'll be doing a video. I've already kind of recorded bits of it, but I'm going to get on it over the next couple of weeks, all regarding this document. But yeah, you know, the Kalergi plan, I'm not going to say it's not, but at the same time, that should not be the thing that we concentrate on, because it's the elite, whether it's a Kalergi, whether it's whether it's a Marrakesh, whether it's whatever. Don't worry about what they're trying to do. Worry about who's fucking doing it and try to stop them. That's what it is. We've got to expose these bitches that are putting us in this situation. You know, I'm all up for merging with the next man. I've got a lovely white wife, you know, so I get what you're saying, but I love anyone. Don't give a fuck the colour of the skin. But that's not the point. I think what is organic is one thing. When you're being forced, that's another. And if what you're saying, as in the Kalergi plan, we're being forced, then that is bang out of order, you know? What will be will fucking be, you know? What is Blade Runner? Is that what you said? Sorry, I missed the last bit of that. I'll have one more fact and I'm getting out of here. Vive la France. Happy New Year, guys. Right, Rebo Sunday, long live show, 10 till 5, all very welcome. There you go. So you'll have to give me some insight as to what that show's all about, LCB, mate. So I hope... Hi, Great Brit's on. Cheers, Stigler. Nice one, mate. Rick Woods, in sale. You're in sale at this moment. Nice. Do androids dream of electric sheep? Well, that is the intellectual question. Yeah, I know. Milking that beer, Phil. It's your round next. Tell me about it. Look, got dregs. Got dregs. I'm doing all right, though. I actually feel mentally compos mentis, considering New Year's Day. You know what normally happens? You know what normally happens. Yeah, get your yellow viz. Mentally. Oh, Hillbound, thank you for that, mate. At the moment, you know what? I'm not taking any donations because what I'm doing, I'm not travelling about as much. I do the odd bit to Rochdale and things like that. What happened last year was probably a bit crazy in terms of how much I was travelling about. I would love to do that on a full-time basis. To do it on a part-time basis, whether you have donations or not, it is so mentally straining. And it takes its toll on your family. Now, having said that, my family were fine. So it's not like, oh, it got to a point where I had to stop because of that. I know it was probably me. It got to the point where, imagine this concept, guys. Every weekend, you're traveling somewhere, you're doing something, you know, you're dynamic, you're here, you're there, you're interviewing, you're doing. It got to the point where it was like, whoa, you know, I kind of forgot who I was. Stopped seeing my friends, stopped doing, you know, normal interjections in life, my normal stuff at home. And I kind of got out of that a little bit more now. Now, in terms of donations, yeah, I could do with a bit more equipment. I still use my raw basic equipment. I've got a couple of phones. I've got a shotgun mic. I've got a pistol grip. I've got a pole, a couple of lapel mics. So at the moment, I'm good, mate. Whoever put that up, and I don't want to be in that scenario where I'm taking money and then people can then utilize the fact that you're taking money and use it as a stick to beat you with. It was a bit of a dig when I was running about all over the place for people to do it. I know a lot of people say you shouldn't have given into it, you shouldn't have listened to it, but you know what? I thought, you know what? I'm taking the power away from people, because as soon as I stop doing that, even though I've made me work harder, at least that's something they can't say. And since I've done that, no one can say anything. No one. So if people then criticize me on my channel, I can say, listen, you're getting this free of charge. So shut the fuck up, basically. And I don't mean to be like that with anyone, but that's how it kind of got me, because people just negative shit. But having said that, what I do appreciate is everyone who did pay into the PayPal at the time, and people who still do feel that they want to kind of donate something. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much. I love you all for even thinking that. Maybe sometime in the future when something a bit more rock solid is set up, who knows? But we'll see. We'll see. At the moment, I'm quite happy. You know, I just dig into my pocket every now and then. Yeah, it's getting dark here now. Getting dark. Quite rural. Have you noticed how quiet it is? There's very little kind of street noise. There's a main road that's going through there, but cheers, Joe. Cheers, Joe. Well, if anything, keep onto this channel, and if I do set something up, you know, but if I do set something up, it will be most humbly kind of put out there, you know, because I hate doing it. I'm not a beggar. I like putting, yeah, nice one, LC. I like putting things up for people to kind of help them move forward, but I'm not in this for money. It's the last thing I'm bloody in it for. There's no amount of money that could have paid me to have the shit that I've had this year or last year. So put it that way. Nice one, guys. Listen, I will wrap this up. Lemon Sky over Moston. Oh, Moston. Used to got a school near there. So, guys, honestly, thank you to everyone who's been on this stream. Thank you for your participation. Hope you're doing well wherever you are geographically. And just the best of luck to you in the new year, whether we get to touch base again or not. Thank you very much. I hope all your family and everything about you becomes prosperous. I hope the positivity flows no matter what negativity is thrown. Remember, positive mental attitude. If we keep doing that, it helps. If nothing else, it stops the fucking cold sores coming out, doesn't it? Thanks, Stacey. My mank angel. Well, cheers, guys. Thank you very much. And I hope this story has been informational for you. Nothing to worry about. Mental positivity will get through this, and we can keep going on as the year goes forward. We shall prevail, quite right. Let's leave it there. Oh, my latest video spin. I will do, Wiz. I will do. And AJ, mate, I will. Nice one. Okay, guys. One thing I'm going to say. Happy New Year to all the haters. All the haters. And all the lovers, because without saying, I love you all. So nice one, guys. Enjoy yourselves. And I'll see you in Manchester real soon. God bless. Cheers, Rob. See you later, guys.